Past few years, football-based podcasts have seen a meteoric rise on YouTube, with shows such as the Kickoff, Pitchside and The Club attracting hundreds of thousands of views through their professional setups and inclusion of a range of footballing personalities. And it is through these entertaining personalities that so many viewers can watch, connect with and sometimes even debate in the comments about their own footballing opinions. And whilst football podcasts have soured in popularity in recent years, they have descended into obvious bait tactics by presenting outlandish opinions designed to attract engagement, mostly negative, from their viewers. And no personality embodies this statement more than Chelsea's very own Rory Jennings, one of the more well-known personalities and formerly a member of the Kickoff and now a founding member of the Club. And today we'll be diving deeper into the rise of Rory Jennings on football YouTube and discussing whether his outlandish footballing opinions have changed the public perception around his character. But before we get into today's video, I'd like to put out a huge shout out to my friend Joe. He was the one that wrote the script for this video, and without him this video wouldn't even be possible. So please do go check out his channel and his Spotify page. They'll be linked down below in the description. With all that being said, let's get into today's video. It's all an act. The Rory Jennings story. Before making a start on YouTube, Rory Jennings had already constructed a successful career in acting, beginning all the way back in the 1990s, having child roles in various films and TV series. And within this career, he is perhaps most well known for his 3-month stint in the popular British soap EastEnders. Therefore, Rory clearly had some experience in front of a camera, something which is of course vital in launching a successful career on YouTube. So Rory would begin his YouTube career fronting for the CFC Fan channel and the later more well-known Chelsea Fan TV.
Leave your Crystal Palace dead on the floor.
It was here he would become known as Chelsea Rory, posting similar videos to other well-known fan reaction channels such as Arsenal Fan TV, which really were the pioneers to the genre of match previews and post-match reactions here on YouTube. And it is clear that Rory has always been a respected figure in the Chelsea fan base, but he would be exposed to the wider footballing audience as he would begin to make appearances on the YouTube show The Kickoff. Rory's first appearance on the channel came in the 2017-2018 Premier League season, and whilst he was not yet an official member, appearing weekly, he would often provide an entertaining perspective from a Chelsea fan. And whilst other recognised football YouTubers such as Mark Goldbridge and Hugh Wizzy provided perspectives from other top 6 Premier League clubs, Rory proved to be a popular face on the Kickoff. So much so that he would eventually be made a regular panelist on the show alongside True Geordie, who's already been a topic of conversation on the channel, Lawrence McKenna, Hugh Wizzy, and the second most popular Bristolian Manchester City fan, Bouvie. And whilst the show still featured a rolling cast of special guests including other YouTube faces and even former footballers providing their views on the matches, this proved to be the classic lineup for the show for seasons to come. And Rory would even build up a noticeably charismatic chemistry with Wizzy, often clashing due to their allegiances to rival sides. And Wizzy was eventually replaced by Adam McCullough after a contract dispute, completing a lineup that would be critical to this story later in the video. So it is clear that Rory has built a name for himself on the Kickoff, so much so that he'd launched his own YouTube channel in October of 2020.
On my own YouTube channel. I am really excited to be doing this. I've finally started up my own YouTube channel and I've genuinely been honoured at the response. My friends from the Kickoff have been so supportive, and I think we're up to about 4,000 subscribers already.
And Rory's solo channel initially provided a different side to him, presenting a more chilled and laid back approach as opposed to on the Kickoff, which was more heavily produced, and it could be argued that he amplified his character for entertainment purposes on the show. Because after all, it is a show. Rory's channel focused more broadly on football rather than just Chelsea, giving reactions to games within the Premier League and Europe, often featuring his YouTube colleagues also sharing their reactions to the results of relevant fixtures in the Premier League. Now, it must be mentioned that the tone of Rory's videos has often always been negative. This especially includes him bantering rival sides' losses and also talking about the various struggles Chelsea have been through in the recent years after Roman Abramovich sold the club to Todd Boehly. At this point, it is clear that Rory has built up quite the following within the football YouTube sphere, particularly branching away from the Chelsea fan base and becoming more well known on a wider football level. And this increase in popularity is much to be attributed to the role that he played on the Kickoff, which by 2021 was one of, if not the most popular football podcast on YouTube. And at this point, their streams are averaging tens of thousands of live viewers, and the subsequent clips uploaded were reaching six figures in views. And things were about to change in a huge way when the True Geordie was cancelled for comments he made about Andrew Tate on a live stream of Chelsea vs Dynamo Zagreb in the Champions League, which I have discussed at length in my video on True Geordie, which you can find on my channel linked below. And whilst these comments had little to do with Rory, the impact it would have on his career would be huge. Adam McCullough would be the first of the Kickoff cast to tweet out regarding the controversy, announcing he would no longer be on the Kickoff. Rory and Boovy kept quiet but quickly followed suit, keeping with Adam in what would be a rather controversial split into a new podcast called The Club. On the 19th of January 2023, the club released an introductory video to the channel with the three former Kickoff regulars hyping up the announcement of a new podcast. This was met with a mixed response, with some applauding the trio for attempting to branch off and do their own podcast, whilst others recognised the potential backstabbing of the True Geordie, especially since many believed this was all down to the controversy that surrounded Geordie at the time. Ultimately, most viewers agreed that the Kickoff is what made the trio into household names, and while some were excited for their new direction, others felt this was a hugely opportunistic move from the trio. And of course, this video is focused on Rory in particular, and it is clear that this really was the beginning of Rory's downfall, so to speak. On the Kickoff, Rory was always known for his rather outlandish opinions and would often state them through a very biased Chelsea lens. And this, however, did encourage engagement with his fellow panellists and the audience in the comment section. Often the reason why Rory was able to stand out from the contemporary guests. This was a tactic also used by Boovy, much to the same effect. However, since the launch of the club, Rory has since turned the dial up to 11 with his ridiculous opinions.
Gone with, Calvin Phillips. Rory, you've gone with Haaland. I don't need to ask a question, just explain the reasoning behind that one, because Theo's face is a picture.
Erling Haaland will not live up to the expectation. I am so bored.
Why won't he?
Because he isn't the player that everybody thinks he is.
We are arguing the same thing. I'll tell you what,
We're
Rory,
not.
He's going to be the Golden Boot winner. He's going to prove you wrong.
Okay, I will take that bet.
How many goals is he going to score this season?
I think he'll do really well to score. If he scores 15, it would be a really good season for him.
And evidently, this tactic has worked in Rory's favour, often being invited on mainstream media outlets such as The Overlap and TalkSport to discuss these rather questionable opinions. And whilst this has done wonders in exposing Rory to a wider audience, it has soured many fans' opinions on Rory due to this. And as mentioned previously in the video, Rory is an actor by trade, and so it is highly likely Rory does not actually believe in the things that he says, and if he does, well, his ball knowledge certainly leaves little to be desired. If, however, the former is the case, then Rory has shown he is a prime example of the problem with many football podcasts today. That is by putting out purposely outlandish opinions to farm engagement from their viewers. Visa, who has previously been a topic of conversation on this channel, particularly has an excellent video going into detail with many of the issues that football YouTube has today. I will link that video down in the description. And Rory, of course, is not the only culprit of this, but however, since he is one of the earliest to do it, he is the main highlight in a huge problem of football podcasts. They are no longer a place where you can go and watch fans' genuine reactions and opinions on football, but rather content which tries to outdo one another on who can say the most stupid opinion to just piss fans off.
What team do you support? What, Chelsea? Yeah. Fuck Chelsea. Chelsea shit. Yeah. Fuck Chelsea, what? Fuck you!
So, it is established that whilst Rory has done well to push himself into the football mainstream, how has his relationship with Chelsea fans fared since he made this change? After all, he was originally known as Chelsea Rory, and has often been the voice of Chelsea fans on YouTube. And well, within my lifetime, Chelsea have always been a top club who have won trophies, but however, in recent years, I think we can all agree, even you Chelsea fans out there in the audience, that they are going through their worst period since before the Abramovich era. And this is something you can very easily tell through the tone of Rory's videos. And of course, much of Rory's frustration is granted, however, that doesn't mean it's going to go down too well with the Chelsea fanbase. And fellow Chelsea YouTuber Tobes posted a video not too long ago recognising this problem with Rory and also showing a back and forth that him and Rory had on Twitter.
After another weekend of ignoring the fact we won, Rory put out his YouTube video and I tweeted this. Hi Rory mate, Chelsea played on the weekend. They also played last weekend too. I think you might have missed it. How unlucky that you caught the City and Palace games but not the others. To my surprise, because generally I thought, the bloke must be completely self-aware of what he's doing. You're not going to engage with me, you're not going to give me a nibble, are you?
But not only this, the original channel that Rory was able to get his start on YouTube to launch his YouTube career have also posted videos basically telling him to go away due to the spread of negativity he's been showing over to Chelsea over the past few years. And some Chelsea fans have even went as far as to accuse Rory of not being a real Chelsea fan, due to him seemingly posting all the negativity he feels towards Chelsea but never seeming to post anything positive when results start going Chelsea's way. And from this, there is only one connotation when it comes to Rory Jennings: negativity. YouTube, first and foremost, is a business, and it is a business where the primary objective is to make the most views and engagement to build your brand. I know this, you know this, and Rory definitely knows this. He also knows that positivity does not drive views. It may drive views within the Chelsea community, but that's only a small community. Negativity, however, is what entices fans from other clubs to engage with his content, and the more they engage, the more views he gets and the more money he makes. This is exactly the route that Arsenal Fan TV went down when they initially made it big on YouTube. I'm sure none of you remember the positive reactions they gave, but everyone remembers the outrage from Ty, DT and Troops, just to name a few. This is not to say that what Rory's doing is wrong, but it does mean that the man we originally saw on our screens is completely different to the Rory we watch today. This negativity and purposely outrageous style of content does breed success, but at what cost? Opinions on Rory is now often mostly negative, and he seems to play a kind of pantomime villain role with his opinions. And this is clearly successful, but leaves a sour taste in the mouth of most of his viewers. And Rory began as the face of Chelsea YouTube and now seems to be public enemy number one within the Chelsea fanbase. So I guess you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. And no one can deny that Rory is now one of the most recognisable faces within the football YouTube and Twitter sphere. However, this has come at the cost of tarnishing his reputation amongst the fanbase of the club that he claims to support. Now, I'm not saying that Rory is a fake Chelsea fan. There is no evidence to support this, of course, and I believe that that would be a charade that would be almost impossible to keep up throughout the years that he has been doing this YouTube gig. However, the fact that many accuse him of this shows how his reputation is soured amongst the Chelsea fanbase. Rory truly has gone from being the face of Chelsea YouTube to being their most soured member, and that certainly shows a downfall in his reputation, at least amongst his fanbase. So, has Rory truly fallen off? Well, it can be argued that he is the most successful he's ever been on YouTube. And of course, when someone becomes successful on this platform, people are just quick to try and tear them down, often through jealousy. But in this case, it is clear the way that he's achieved success on YouTube has indeed pissed off many of his viewers. Through his use of purposely outlandish opinions and rife negative themes in his videos and podcasts, he represents an example of how these tactics come with flaws as well as their perks. What do you guys think of Rory Jennings? Do you enjoy his content? And even more bizarrely, do you agree with most of his footballing opinions? While outlandish, it is clear that he has created a formula that works, albeit controversial. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and let me know your opinions on Rory in the comments down below, and also let me know what you thought of this video. And obviously like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. With all that being said, I've been Nathan, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Shut down cases. They belly dots to the can't see faces. Chasing the bad guy chase it. You don't wanna be the one like Ace and like GT tryna turn them out wasted. Aye, tell a bad bitch come break it. Body come mad, come shake it. Shit then, get back to the basics. Bro, done shut down cases. They belly dots to the can't